Check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Check. Okay. Everyone on Zoom, can you hear us? No one is talking from Zoom. Check. All right. Anita Fat Husseini, you can hear me. Thank you very much. Okay, I think we're good.
You roll out an advert and you get maybe 400 CVs for a role, and you go through the entire 400 CVs and there's really no one qualified candidate. So Jobberman is actually a solution that every business owner needs. My name is Victor Mustafa. I'm the head of HR and also the CEO of Edu4U Pro Limited. It's a recruitment agency whereby we recruit students into foreign universities in different destinations of their choice. In the past years, it's as if studying abroad is quite impossible. So studying the industry had to come in place, to see how we can fill up the loopholes and see how the process can be seamless. You roll out an advert and you get maybe 400 CVs for a role, and you go through the entire 400 CVs and there's really no one qualified candidate. So I had that particular challenge a couple of times some years back, but fortunately enough, a friend recommended Jobberman. Coming in contact with Jobberman, the difference is that there is the face to it. There's that customer relationship. In fact, even after the whole recruitment process and all that, using Jobberman platform, you still being reached out to. Have you been able to recruit someone qualified for the particular role you advertise on our platform? And that is wow for me. Very encouraging, especially for an hiring manager like me that you have other businesses that you also recruit for different industries. So you are not limited, and I can tell you, like on my Jobberman dashboard, you have access to the previous job applicants that have applied for the job. So in case you need someone to fill up that same role, you can easily go back to your dashboard and pull interested applicant or qualified applicant for another interview process, and everybody is fine. Another thing that I also like to say is that Jobberman is not just being fantastic here in Nigeria alone. I've been opportune to use them in Ghana, and I also recommend hiring managers in Ghana to also engage Jobberman to solve their recruitment problems. Also have engaged Jobberman, but in bracket Brighter Monday now, in East Africa, talking about Kenya, Uganda. I will actually recommend also Brighter Monday in those regions, and definitely Jobberman in Ghana and Nigeria. Jobberman is actually a solution that every business owner needs every time they do deliver. So that follow-up for me is a whole lot, because even after the entire process, they still reach out to you if you've been able to get a candidate. That's a lot, because customer relationship is very, very important. And also talking to you, they want to feel your pains. They want to know about your problems to see how they can fill in for you, and also to see how best they can also improve on their product and services. And I think Jobberman keeping up with this particular attitude, I'll say this is the solution that every hiring manager needs, and also business owner, in general. So I will encourage everyone really to consider Jobberman as a very good platform, both to advertise and also to engage job seekers.
This inspiration started some 31 years ago when my dad was sick. He had kidney failure, and I was the only one. I was the last born, the only person at home, right? So that meant that the caregiving, as in the responsibility to take care of him, rested on me. And because my brain has a way of working, and I was querying, why can't the hospital come to the house? I tried to look at what is obtainable in Nigeria with what I saw in the US, and I saw a huge gap. And today we have over 100 domiciliary care homes taking care of high-profile Nigerians. I feel very fulfilled in it, actually being able to achieve a dream that I've had for long. What actually created challenge for this industry has been the sense of insecurity in Nigeria, which as a company, we have been able to surmount that particular risk. And part of surmounting the risk is our partnership with Jobberman. My name is Adeyemi Showemimo. I'm the MD of the Bliss Caregivers. We had the challenge of getting the right to recruit. Our process is we build what is called care profile. From the assessment, we are able to determine the kind of care and the scope of care and the type of healthcare worker that can fit in. Building that profile and getting the right match can be very, very challenging. We tried doing it on our own. We realized that, yes, a person may carry the license of a nurse, but that license does not verify the authenticity of the person's character. So we needed to partner with people who are also very vast in this area of recruitment and HR. And that was how Jobberman came up. Now, when we started with Jobberman, of course, they have different packages, and I must just drop here that I like the way they take their commercials. They are very, very flexible, very flexible. It's not just about making profit or money. I like the fact that they are interested in the success of the business. They are very sensitive to our need. And at the beginning, there was a package we were using that was not delivering to what we wanted. Excellent package, but somehow it still required extra effort from us. Until we started the engagement of their package called the Pro Recruit. Very fantastic package because it took a lot of burden off us. Burden of sourcing for the recruits by ourselves, interviewing them. They did as a pro-consult interview. They narrowed down to our needs. All we just did was just to give them the job description. They had a chat with me to understand perfectly the kind of person we're looking for. And I can tell you, they got it perfectly well. Many times, when we deal with Jobberman, many times I realize that we share some things in common about excellent working culture, excellent business sense, ability to fit in, to find round pegs to fit into round holes. So they've been able to train their staff. So when we are talking with them, when we are interacting with them, it just looks like an extension of our business. So I can recommend Jobberman to any company that is looking for recruitment partnership.
In the world of talent acquisition, staying ahead of the curve is not just an advantage. It is a key to unlocking success.
Meet Jobberman, your strategic partner in assessing premium talents that propels your business forward.
Post your jobs for free and get access to a pool of over 3 million job seekers.
Our unique applicant tracking system enables you to sieve out the best candidates seamlessly.
Our platform is designed for forward-thinking employers like you, providing unparalleled access to the best job seekers in the market. But don't just take our word for it.
Jobberman was able to help us fill the stock and inventory position and social media assistant positions.
Jobberman has helped us fill roles in Nigeria on the global front. We're in different markets: Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, and Nigeria. Candidates like a global head of customer support, local HR manager, which is Nigeria, legal, and strategy.
My best benefit on using Jobberman is the speed at which a role is being filled.
Jobberman is actually a solution that every business owner needs.
Ability to find round pegs to fit into round holes.
Premium candidates at your fingertips.
That's the Jobberman advantage.
Get ahead of the curve.
You roll out an advert and get maybe 400 CVs for a role, and you go through the entire 400 CVs and there is really no one qualified candidate. So
So first, I get a request on making a dress. Then I go to the market, get the fabric, get the pattern ready. After cutting, make the dress. Client comes for fitting. If there's any alteration, if not, if it's good to go, we just wrap and then we're good. My name is Esther Ibuseme Sunday, the creative director of Ilario Designs. Ilario Designs is a female fashion brand focused on fitly tailored wears for low and average income earning women to help them stay fashionably trendy without the fear of breaking a bank. So after I finished school, I was actually working, but I felt something was missing. I wasn't getting what I wanted. So I said, okay, let me go for fashion. That was where my mind was going to. But my dad kept saying no. It was in 2020 during coronavirus when I started making face masks. And then one morning, we were having morning devotion. He actually prayed for my business. That day I was crying. I felt I came alive that day. So most time people ask me, when did you start your business? I will tell you 2020, because that's when Ilario Designs actually came to life. And that was when I got my first contract as a fashion designer of like 350,000 naira, and it felt like I won gold. I knew the skill of fashion designing, but the business part of fashion designing was a struggle for me. So I took the soft skill last year between September and October, and after every module there was a test. But the modules that really got to me, because those are where I was having challenges in my business, was time management, emotional intelligence, and feedback. That feedback was a problem for me.
Before, maybe you were like, hey, I don't know what this person is going to say.
I don't want to hear what the client has to say, because I feel most times they tell me, Esther, this dress, this place had this fault. Sometimes I cry about it. I feel bad. I take it so personal. But when I got into the training, I found out that there's you and there's the business.
She actually wants to see them so that she knows where she's lacking and where she needs to improve on, and where she has improved and will have to improve, because recommendation for good job is more job.
Now I can actually call a customer and ask you, you've gotten your dress, how was it? So when they say it, I just take it back as this is where to improve. I have to own my journey. I have to own where I am so I can actually expand and grow. 5 years from now, owning my brand, like getting my own fashion house so I can have staffs, so I can also help people. Now that I've gotten the training, I am not that Esther anymore. I'm the new brand Esther for Ilario Designs. So I'd like to say a big thank you to Jobberman and Mastercard Foundation for the opportunity. What I would say to business owners, come for the training, go through the courses, the ones that you know would work for you, go in depth into them. And it's not just reading and writing the exam or the test. After it, implement, because if you don't implement, you won't even know whether if you gained or you didn't gain anything.
One of the things that I love about Jobberman is that they adopt a partnership approach to recruitment. I honestly don't think Jobberman needs any introduction. So Jobberman is largely known around Africa. My name is Adeife Daudu, and I'm the country HR manager for Mcopa Nigeria. Mcopa is a global asset financing company that offers millions of underbanked customers access to life-enhancing products and services like solar lighting, smartphones, financial services, and lots more. I honestly don't think Jobberman needs any introduction. So Jobberman is largely known around Africa. One of the things that I love about Jobberman is that they adopt a partnership approach to recruitment. So they are constantly looking for a way to partner with us, understanding what sort of candidates we want to hire, understanding the role, which has been very seamless. And they have helped with the pre-assessment stage, shortlisting candidates, administering assessments, and all of that. So that just makes our job easier, and that we can then focus on our core functions. In Nigeria, you find that a lot of leaders or C-suite candidates are maybe skilled in the technical areas, but when it comes to leadership, our competencies, they default in those areas. So largely, those are some of the areas that we have, challenges that we have faced so far. We've also had maybe issues around fitting seamlessly into our culture, because M-KOPA is a global organization, and as much as possible, we try and ensure that we adopt global best practices. So sometimes you find that maybe some candidates do not fit seamlessly well into such organizations. So that's where Jobberman comes in and how they have helped us. Jobberman has helped us fill roles in Nigeria on the global front. So we have different markets. We're in different markets: Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, and Nigeria. Candidates like a global head of customer support, local HR manager, which is Nigeria, legal, and strategy. This is just a testament to how well they understand the talent market and why they are the recruitment partner of choice.
Currently, we have a vacancy for the technical manager role, which Jobberman is. Outsourcing and recruitment was a last effort for us. We've tried several times to fill several roles, and it's taken us between 6 months to 1 year to even fill roles. My name is Tolulope Elutilo. I'm the lead people and culture at Ulu Solar Energy Nigeria Limited. My company is a solar energy company. We are currently in 6 countries in West and Central Africa. And our vision basically is to build a future whereby citizens in West and Central Africa have access to clean and affordable energy. We started 2018 in Nigeria, and then currently in Nigeria we're like over 300.
What are some of the challenges you faced in the past with regards to hiring the right fit for your business?
Yes, so at Ulu Solar, we have a lot of recruitment efforts that we have currently because of the size of the organization. And we usually struggle with more of our technical roles. We have at times like over 10 to 15 recruitments that we need to fill. Currently, we have a vacancy for the technical manager role, which Jobberman is also helping with. Solar energy is quite difficult because it's not a big industry in Nigeria.
It's a niche industry.
Yeah.
How did you hear about the Jobberman Executive Recruitment Service?
I got a call from a team member from Jobberman, and I was asked about our recruitment efforts, and we're also looking to outsource some of our recruitment needs. Jobberman was able to help us fill the stock and inventory position and social media assistant positions. They are very critical roles in the organization. We have over 300 staff, so it was a big effort for us for the HR team. I've learned that it's good to outsource to the brands like Jobberman. The major efforts that Jobberman gave us was really shortlisting the CVs, so as opposed to us having to go through 1,000 CVs. So also scheduling interviews with us for us was also a good benefit. We've gotten amazing results with Jobberman, so I would recommend that as opposed to just in-house HR people, because we have other things we do. So I recommend that organizations can really outsource their recruitment efforts.
Tired of wasting time on hiring? Jobberman's Pro Recruit service will give you the best candidates in just 5 to 7 days. No more sifting through resumes. Our dedicated recruitment consultants will do the job for you. Here's how it works. Once you have identified the need to fill a role within your organization, simply request the call. Now, the magic happens. One of our dedicated recruitment consultants will give you a pre-consult call to understand your needs and requirements better. Once you have a clear understanding of what you're looking for, they would leverage Jobberman's vast resources and their expertise to unearth the best candidate that matches your specific role. These candidates will then be screened and sorted, narrowing down the list to the 5 best prospects. These prime candidates are then scrutinized by a quality assurance officer who certifies that they meet the highest standards. And the best part, you'll get this list of 5 prime candidates within just 5 to 7 business days. That's right, you'd have the best talent to choose from in just a matter of days. All that's left for you to do is interview them to select the perfect fit for your organization. So, if you're looking for a hassle-free and efficient hiring solution, ProRecruit is here to make that happen. Our recruitment consultants have years of experience and expertise to make the hiring process simpler, faster, and more cost-effective. Visit jobberman.com/employer to get started.
My name is Oshodi Kende Hussein. I'm a Lagosian and also a travel consultant. I did the soft skill training online early this year. Becoming a CEO early, it was like a challenge to me, because you're going to be interacting with people that you don't know from anywhere, from all walks of life, coming to work under you, and you must definitely relate with them. Working in the bank and also coming into travels is another ball game entirely, because you're working in the bank, you're working for someone else, but this time setting up a business on your own, you are going to deal with employing staffs. But when I got through this soft skill presentation, I discovered a whole lot. When I came across one of the modules, employability skills, getting to know your staffs, emotional intelligence. You have to know those people that you're working with before you can rub mind together and become a team. That's where the teamwork comes in. When I, put this on the table for me and my team, that module especially, and I actually taught them in the office, I told them about it. I see, we have to be one. Everybody has to think so that we can achieve a common goal. When I'm looking at, how I relate with my staffs today and how they relate back with me, definitely, I got a training from somewhere. I didn't just wake up one morning and I was a guru. I'm grateful to Jobberman and Mastercard Foundation.
I started as an intern, but I would say then there was no boss-employee relationship then. But after the training, I got to notice some changes.
There's this sweet flow from the boss to the staff. And I'm really, really enjoying working with him because we have good communication from the supervisor to the CEO and to other of the team.
I learned about effective communication. It's not only to your staffs, but to your clients. Sometimes we give them information that are not effective and it turns out the other way.
The way he attends to his clients are more of a very professional but a very friendly manner at which he communicates with them, tell them about our packages, what we offer them, and what is in store for them when they try to patronize us and keep in touch with us.
Being a CEO now is not more challenging, I'll put it down in that aspect, because I was able to solve so many problems I was facing while we started the business. In 5 years, with what we have learned from Jobberman and Mastercard Foundation, I see my company and my team being one of the top reputable travel company, taking travel to another level, not only in travels, but in business. I endure you to go for one of these training. It will help you, definitely help you. Thank you, Jobberman and Mastercard Foundation.
I remember a client of mine who listed a job with us in the past, and he was overwhelmed by the number of applications he received. He received over 100 applications, and when he reached out to me, he requested to get our assistance on how to help. The standard listing service automatically helps you to arrange all the applications in order of relevance, thereby helping you to match the right candidates to your job description. The standard listing helped him to automatically shortlist 20 applications over the 100 applications he got. Now, it saved him time. He hired, onboarded his new candidates. That's the beautiful thing about the standard listing service. Why not join the league of hiring managers who are living the soft life? Visit jobberman.com/employer or request a call. Bye.
Good morning, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to Nigeria's Informal Roundtable. Just before we kickstart today's event, I noticed that some of us are just, sitting very cool and calm and collected. But please note that we're also here to network because we have different people from different sectors. And if we have to explore the informal sector, we also need to understand that collaboration is key, networking is very important. Do we all agree with that? Do we agree with that? So in the light of that, can we meet one another? Can we network? Because in the course of the event, or just before we start, I would make sure that I go to about 5 of us, and I'm going to ask you the number of people that you've met, their names, and what they do. And trust me, when I'm behind the microphone, you don't want to seem like you don't know what you're doing, because I'm going to spotlight you. And please note that when you look away, I'll come for you. When you're on your phone, you are my candidate for the microphone. So please, you can rise from your seats and meet the next person. You can start from your table and then go to another table, because we have amazing people looking all fine, looking all handsome in the hall this beautiful morning. And of course, to our Muslim brothers and sisters, Ramadan Kareem to you. We pray that the blessings of the month be upon you and that your prayers will be answered in Allah's name. So please let us ensure that we connect with one another and just meet people. By the way, my name is Jadesola Adewodu, but professionally I'm known as Lady Jade. So you can call me Lady Jade in the course of the event and right after. But please, we can just move from table to table and try to connect with people. I mean, it's a roundtable discussion, and that's why we have roundtables literally in the room. So I'll be back, and this time around, I won't be on stage. I will literally be in your midst to know how many people that you've met. And whilst you're at that, you can ask them their names. Okay. Please, can you come sign for me, please? Can you sign? Do you understand sign? Their what? Please ask for their names, ask for whatever sector that they represent, ask them why they're here and what they hope to achieve today. Thank you. So in a couple of minutes, I'll be back again. Please interact with people, get to know their names, what they do, where they work, and we'll have some light music playing in the background. Emmanuel, can we have music play in the background, please? Whilst we network with one another. Thank you.
said earlier, my name is Amos.
Okay, so I'm coming to this lady. She's looking very beautiful this morning. So, ma'am, tell us your name and what you do and who you have met.
Okay, my name is Bumi. I work with Global Right. I met Samuel. He works with AXA Mansard.
Fantastic. Okay, so let me go to that side of the room and just ask us. This man is looking at me and saying, I just hope this lady is not coming to meet me. He's just wondering, please, I hope this lady doesn't come to meet me, but sir, stop it. Yeah, it's you I'm talking to, sir. With a Lacoste shirt. It's you I'm talking to. Now you know I'm talking to you. So tell us your name, what you do, and the people that you've met.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Patrick. I'm an entrepreneur in the agriculture sector. I met Ayo, who works with Jobberman, Williams under construction, Idris construction, Amos, Mr. Amos actually, for FCMB. I met Mr. Kennedy, and I also met Praise.
He's the kind of person that when you give an assignment to, he pays attention. He literally wrote their names down. You must be an A-list student whilst you were in school, right? No, yes, really, because I can see that happen right here. Okay, so I'm going to come to this table. There are more ladies than men on this table. And we're talking about inclusion. Okay, I mean, this month is our month. Okay, so tell me your name, what you do, or rather tell us your name, what you do, and of course the people that you have met. Thank you.
My name is Comfort Oleku. I'm actually in the formal sector, but I want to branch into the formal sector, and I'm here today to see what it's all about, gather more information, because if you want to venture out there, you have to do a lot of research and be ready to fix the world out there. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Who did you meet?
I got this information.
Who did you meet here?
I meet Deborah, Praise,
Elizabeth. You also met him as well. What's his name? There's something on this table. You guys are pretty happy people here. I love the energy on this table. Okay, I'm moving on quickly. Don't worry. I'm fact for you highlighting that I'm coming to meet you. So tell us your name, what you do, and the people you've met here today.
Okay. My name is Chidima, and I'm an insurance unit manager with Name Insurance. And I've met Nena. She works with Kara. They are into agriculture.
Please put your hands together for her, please. Please put your hands together. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Okay. I remember a childhood song that we used to sing during break. And the lyrics would say, some have food but cannot eat. Some can eat but have no food. We have food and we can eat. Glory be to thee, O Lord. How many of us remember that song? How many of us remember that song?
Or we need school in Nigeria. Or we need to you don't the song in your school. What school did you all attend then? Oh my God, it was in Nigeria. Wow, that's really interesting. But also, is it an Abuja thing?
I came from Lagos, so is it an Abuja thing? Because Abuja people cannot relate. It's okay. I'm going to go. I'm coming to you actually. The fact that you exclaimed is more reason why I'm going to come to you.
So now, you have the A4 already, so don't worry.
And this is Damaris Uja. She works with women empowerment programs.
Fantastic. Please put your hands together for her, please. Even though she was supported by her table, and that's how we see the power of collaboration. I mean, anywhere you see women, we just like to support ourselves. Women supporting women. Can I see you wave? You people are really amazing on this table. Okay, now moving on quickly to some other tables before we start the event properly. Okay, we have our panelists. I don't want to disturb our panelists, no. I'll probably come back. We need to reserve their energy for the work that they're going to give to us. So hello, sir. How are you doing today? You just came, but it's okay. Even though I allowed you to catch your breath, you have to introduce yourself to us. Is that fine? Okay, so tell us your name and what you do. I mean, for those of us that are probably at the end of the hall, so we can get to meet you personally. Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you. So your name and what you do, and then we'll move on quickly.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Bonaventure Wankama. I run Bona Nigeria. I'm actually a blogger, so I'm nice to be here.
Please put your hands together for him, please. Please put your hands together, put your hands together, put your hands together. Okay. Once again, good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Once again, good morning, Your Excellencies. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to Nigeria's Informal Roundtable, and of course with the theme, A Pathway to Sustainable Economic Pathways for Young People. Now, it's a delight and a pleasure to welcome you here today. An informal sector research was conducted to uncover the potential of the informal sector. And the sectors that were looked into were agriculture, creative, digital, artisan, and transportation. In the course of today's event, we'll look through all of these sectors. In fact, we have amazing panelists to take us through some of these sectors. Now, as we know that Jobberman is the destination, I would take that again. Jobberman is the best, I think by now we should be putting our hands together, because Jobberman is the best destination to formal sector. We have been able to partner with Mastercard Foundation. Please put your hands together once again for Jobberman and Mastercard Foundation. Optimize the informal sector to improve employment outcomes of women and youths with emphasis on inclusion, sustainability, growth, and dignified employment. My name is Jadesola Adewodun. Professionally, I'm known as Lady Jade, and I'm delighted, I'm super excited to serve as the compere for today's event. And trust me, we are in for an amazing time. Please put your hands together for yourselves, please. Make it loud. I'm asking you to celebrate yourselves. Now, can you please welcome the next person sitting next to you and tell them you're welcome? You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you for coming. It's good to have you in our midst. And we have, a dignitary in our, we have dignitaries in our midst. And of course, in due time, we would introduce them when the time is right. A few house rules, mindful of our personal belongings. I understand that we all have a common bag that looks alike. Let us ensure that we don't mix it up. Ensure that you know your own bag and keep it close to yours. Let us have our tags on. So as long as you have the delegate tag on you, that's how we can identify those that are for this event. It is very important that we have that on us, because we have other events happening in this same building, so that we can be able to identify those of us that are for the Nigerian Informal Sector Roundtable. And of course, to our Muslim brothers and sisters, Ramadan Kareem to you. We pray that your prayers are answered and the blessings of the holy month be for you in Allah's name. Okay, all right. If you need to make your way to the convenience, you just have to step out of this hall and then turn to your right. And towards the door, you will see a big opening to your left. Straight down, that's where the convenience is. I will take that again. When you step out of this hall, you turn all the way down, you would see a big opening to your left, straight down. That is where the convenience is. I hope we got that right. I hope we got that right. Okay, now moving on quickly, can we have the opening address by Miss Hilda? Are you here? Please put your hands together for Miss Hilda, please, as she comes up with the opening address. By the way, she was the former CEO of Jobberman Nigeria. Please put your hands together. She's the current CEO of the African Talent Company. Please put your hands together for her, please, as she comes up on stage to give the opening remark. Isn't she lovely? You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to try not to stumble through protocols, so allow me to stand on all existing ones. I'm really, really happy to be here in Abuja today. Even before we start, I want to say it's incredible seeing when we started this program, Mastercard Foundation, 4 years ago, we had to handhold almost everything. But today, it's our 6th event, and I love that I can show up in Abuja the morning of, and I know that my team has got it covered. So even before I say anything, to my team, Ahmed, Ore, everybody behind this, you don't get enough credit. Well done, and I'm excited about how today's going to turn out. But moving forward now, welcome to the Informal Sector Roundtable, thinking about a sustainable pathway for livelihoods for young people. And we say livelihoods because we now know that the answer won't always be a job, especially in the informal sector. And the question becomes, what else can we do for young people to make sure that wherever they are, especially informally, they're surrounded by an ecosystem that lets them grow, that lets them earn, that lets them build lives that are sustainable for themselves. If you followed Jobberman's journey, you probably know that this is not our first roundtable. We've had 6 so far. We've covered the agriculture sector, what talent looks like there. We've covered the creatives, the digital sector, the barriers facing women in the workplace. And the whole reason we do this is to say, we've got data, we're seeing what's going on in the market. How do we make sure that any intervention that's being rolled out or that we're part of remains relevant to the challenges that young people are facing today? And that's why we organize these roundtables. We believe that by discussing, by talking, by going in depth, new solutions can come up, implementing partners can find each other, and we can all move forward on this journey. For this particular roundtable, today we've gathered to explore insights from our informal sector research. And this sector holds immense promise. I think one of the things we saw from our research is that around 90% of the jobs in the country over the next 5 years will come from this informal sector. That's massive. It's not something you can ignore. And if we want to give young people the right opportunities and tools to capture this, we have to start acting now. So it constitutes 90% of all new created jobs, 60% of urban employment. So it's not necessarily about rural or urban. 50% of Nigeria's GDP. This is actually a very big deal. And in Lagos State, the economic hub of the nation, around 75% of all employment is informal. And when you hear facts like this, you realize the solution is never going to be how do you take them from informal to formal. That's not the answer. The answer is where they are informally, what's the ecosystem they need, what are the tools they need, is it access to knowledge? One of the things we realized from our platform at Jobberman is that we always thought Jobberman initially was a job destination. We're linking access to jobs. You're an employer, you're a seeker, we match you. But we've now realized that young people, because there's knowledge on our platform, they're accessing a lot more than that. We're creating an ecosystem. A young person comes to Jobberman platform, they could learn to start a new business, they could learn digital skills, they could learn e-commerce skills. Whatever they learn, we're giving them access to the next step. And that's the focus. When you think about the informal sector, the next step might not be a job. The next step is how do I take my one-man business to a two-man business? It could be how do I finance my next inventory? How do I pull together to get a loan that's going to support me? So our ecosystem is also broadening to beyond matching jobs. It's matching whatever a young person needs after they've been upskilled. And I love the work we're doing. I think so far, no need to say this, but we've upskilled over 1.5 million youth to work. It's an incredible job. We're not doing it with very many partners who are in this room, so thank you. Throughout today, we'll have a chance to go really deep in this discussion, so that's not my place to do. We'll deep dive different aspects of the report. We've got great panelists here to support us. I really hope it's very interactive and can all come away having learned something about Nigeria's informal sector and how youth can play in it. One last thing, so much work went into this report. There's so many valuable insights. It would be a shame if we spend all day talking and then nothing happens. So I'm hoping that post this, the conversation will continue, that we'll engage, that maybe we can partner with Jobberman, we can keep supporting, how do we take the 1.5 million to 15 million? That's the goal, right? And all already involved.
Can we please make that round of applause louder, please? Okay. This particular person, RSH 458GX, kindly step out and repark. Once again, if you're the owner of Toyota Corolla RSH 458, note speaker, for producing outstanding results in the business landscape, earned him a nomination and was appointed the special assistant to the then president on MSMEs and development financial institution during the former president Muhammadu Buhari's administration between 2015 and 2023. And like the saying knows, that the reward for good work is what? The reward for good work is what? Now, when the current president came into power, he just thought and said, who would I send? Who is the right man who is fit for this job? And again, this keynote speaker of ours was reappointed as the senior special assistant to the president on job creation and MSMEs. And it was also given a double portfolio at that. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished excellencies, please celebrate with me as he comes on stage, Mr. Temitola Adekunle Johnson, for his keynote speech. Please make it loud. He has a double portfolio, a man of excellence, and understands the business landscape back, front, side, left. Please put your hands together once again. You're welcome. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I wasn't too sure when she started who she was trying to introduce. So I was saying to the organizers that I'm seeing some elements of me, but I'm also seeing some exaggerated stuff. Thank you very much for your kind words. Good morning, I'm happy to be here. Congratulate the organizers of this event. I heard you were trying to reach me. I'm very reachable. I'm very, very reachable. I'm a public servant. This is what we are meant to be doing, convey government policies to people. We are not supposed to be difficult to find when we are available. There are times we are not. That being said, I was just asking what we're really here to do and talk about. And it's actually pleasing that we're thinking of the challenges of the informal sector and how it's being perceived. What is government's take on the informal sector? Must everybody do a white-collar job? The answer is no. Must we all work in like the telecoms company? No. We really don't all have to do that. And from a government perspective, the informal sector is very important. It's very key, especially when we're talking of the agricultural sector. The agricultural sector. When we talk of agricultural sector in Nigeria, it is saying it is time for us to go back to the basics. This is a sector that is a natural for us as a nation. It is like when you've lived in your father's house, you know your room, you are used to your room. Then one day you go out, you go and live in some other place. When you walk back to your father's house, you go back to that room, you know that room so well. The agricultural sector, to me, I think is our greatest asset. If we can tap into what we have. What we have in agriculture can sustain us as a nation, and we can carry nations around us and support them. But the right things have to be done. We must move with the modern technology in agriculture. I remember when we were in secondary school, where I think it was Wednesdays for us, you'd have to go and you'd carry this. There was hoe and cutlass. They'll give you one place. You must you till, you do all your things, then you grow something. Then maybe a few months later, you harvest. For my own school, when you harvest, you give some to the teachers you like, then you take some to your parents. But me, I used to give every teacher, I used to pretend and give every teacher, even though there were teachers I didn't like, I gave everyone because of exam and when they needed to mark scripts. So I made sure that every teacher was my friend. But that's just an aside. We will need to go back to basics. And we need to go back to basics like yesterday. It's not even something to be thinking about. This is something that God has given us. It's a natural. It's right there. It's for us. The Lord has given us. He has given us this thing. It's for us. He's given us in mass, especially in the northern states. In the northern states, do you know how big? Do you know the massive sort of land you have in Niger State? Niger. Hi. If we cultivate, if we move in as a nation into Niger State and decide that we're going to focus on agriculture, Niger State too, we are actually blessed as a nation. The sort of jobs that we can create from doing things like that in the agricultural sector. We can be churning out jobs every month. Every month. So that's the informal sector. It's not your regular 9-to-5 job, but it can sustain on a very large scale, even with regards to job creation. Or are we going to be talking about the creative industry? Ladies and gentlemen, to me, not because I'm Nigerian, I understand that we have people from all over the world in this hall. I'm sorry. I love you all. I respect you all. Aside from America, I think that the next biggest creative industry is this country. In short, as it is, I think we are competing with even the America themselves. Because when I listen to Burna Boy and how consistent he's been since he dropped his first album, and I'm thinking, how is this guy even not winning Grammy every year? And we also have some underrated artists like Kiss Daniel. We have talents. Leave the music industry, there's the Nollywood industry, there's even the comedy industry. The comedy industry is underplayed. Do you know why I say so? In the comedy industry, jobs can be created. Now, you have mentors like Alibaba, Basketmouth, Agodai, AY, OK Bakassi. Those are supposed to be like the big boys. Imagine a situation where every year you create an avenue for talent hunting for this space and have these folks that I've spoken about as the mentors. Because some of their issues are they want to have an event and they do not have enough money. They don't have people to partner. So imagine I'm a comedian and I get partnership from federal governments or state governments, as the case may be. I fill up this hall because as a comedian, I'll call my co-comedians. They will come at a highly discounted rate. They will not take the same amounts from me as they take from their fellow, as they take from other people. So if I invest 10 million naira, maybe for the hall, I don't know how much this hall is. If I invest 10 million naira, and this comedian comes, cracks off everybody in 2 hours or 3 hours, I even hear that they sell tables for like 2 million, 1 million, whatever it is. They fill up everywhere, they do their thing. That guy walks home with something. He walks home with something. Basically, I do not think that that comedian will be the same. Say, for instance, if it was worth $500,000 ab initio, that guy will be worth a bit more. We need to create avenues to support talent hunting. It is very important. In America, there was something called Def Jam comedy. The Def Jam comedy was where they picked up people like Martin Lawrence. There was another guy. There were a lot of them. And I even think Will Smith at some point went for Def Jam. So there were a few people in the States that just said that, you know what, we have a lot of talents around, and they just created Def Jam. You come to Def Jam, that's what AY is trying to do. Now thinking about it, AY is doing something similar because he has this show he does every year. Sorry, there's something that's been bugging me. May I just quickly stop? Sir, in Red Heart, I'm sorry, you look are you a celebrity? He is. You know, I'm sorry, if you notice I've been staring at you. I watched a movie with you in it 3 weeks ago with my wife. And in that movie, you are not a good guy. So you are the one. I'll tell my wife, you are not a good guy in that, but I like you. So me, I was supporting you. No, my wife was supporting you. I mean, I was saying that I'll use some very bad words, but I like you. So after this, I'll come and meet you. And you're a fantastic dude. I like you. Correct guy. Okay, so now, that is exactly what AY is trying to do. AY is trying to raise talents. And I know that he's raised a lot of talents who have raised other people. He's raised the likes of Akpororo. He's raised the likes of, there are a lot of them. A lot of them that has raised and have now raised other people. The informal sector is large. Or are we talking about the digital economy? Hi. The current Minister for Digital Economy and Communications, he has a program called, I think it's 3MT. And me as the SSC on job creation and MSME to Mr. President, also have a program with Wema Bank. I don't know if I can call them. I'm not promoting, but with Wema Bank, where we're trying to train a lot of small businesses on digitalizing the processes of their businesses. You know, because what that will lead to is that it reduces the work time that you give into your business, and you're able to do a lot more, achieve a lot more, you know, technically and digitally. And for our own side, we've raised close to 444,000 people in that particular space. Sorry, how long do I have? So I don't keep talking. I have 5 more minutes. Fantastic. So we've raised close to about 444,000 people in that space, in that digital space. We are working with this. We're working on this, in partnership with the Minister for Digital Economy as well. That digital space too is a massive, expansive space where jobs can be created, where if the continent, the nation, and the world at large puts its attention, we can do a lot of things seamlessly for businesses, you know, to grow. I have been told I have 5 minutes about a minute ago, so I assume I have 4 minutes now. Ladies and gentlemen, with regards to the informal sector, the current administration is very particular about giving support to this sector, because we understand that the informal sector generates and creates a lot of jobs. You can snap like this and you create 200,000 jobs with the informal sector. And you see, the good thing about them is that because they are not so formal, you understand, that's why you can easily create jobs very easily. Do you know that one day I watched a Funke Akindele movie, and I paid attention to the credits, and I realized that in that movie, it took me a while to count. There were well over 1,602 people. This makeup artist, this one did this, that one did that, this one did that. So I said to myself that, hold on, we're missing something. Over 1,000 plus people she kept in a location for close to 6 months, paying them, feeding them. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether the maths is mathsing, whether it's adding up. Do you understand what I'm saying? That if we give that kind of support to Funke, we give support to him, we give support to any other person that is in that industry on a continuous basis, a lot of youths will just be having, look at the cameraman. He's just happy doing his job. This is his job. Do you understand? And the amount of cameramen that they will need on set, makeup artists, makeup artists, that is massive. Tara, she trains these girls, and when they are done, they buy this pack, and they just move. This girl came to make my wife and my in-law up. There were 5 of them. This girl said she made, each person paid out 22,000 naira. What's going on? 22,000 naira. That girl did not spend 2 hours in that place. So. No, she didn't spend 2 hours. She made them up and she had left. And some of them, because they looked very nice, they still gave her tip. So I was just thinking in my mind that these are job creating opportunities. These are informal. These are the best ways. Just create the enabling environment for everybody to thrive. Ladies and gentlemen, my time is up. But I want to congratulate the organizers of this once more. I'm more than happy and willing to make myself available when called upon next time. Thank you very much. God bless you.
I believe you can make that round of applause louder. Let's make it richer. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking your heart to us. Now, shortly, we'll be watching a documentary shortly about how young people survive without jobs. Media, are we ready? And please, ladies and gentlemen, on your tables there's a sheet of paper that has a code on it. You can scan it to follow us on the order of events. The sheet of paper is pretty colorful. It has a code. You can scan it with your phone, and then so that you can follow through as we go on the course of today's event. Are we ready now?
I was jobless and I couldn't feed myself here. My rent expired. I needed to rebound back.
I starved. I walk out from all the way from Agege to Ikeja. Guys are outside there. There is nothing to do.
So many challenges came.
At the base of it, it's just the fact that we are not producing enough job opportunities as we have people that can fill up those roles.
Youthhood is the most sensitive and defining moment of a person's life.
Unemployment simply means two things. We either have the largest workforce in the world or the largest criminal force in the world.
Due to gaps in unemployment data, the severity of youth unemployment remains poorly understood.
Unemployment in Nigeria, I think it's a generational issue. It's been with us for the longest.
Findings from our recent research, How Young People Survive Without Jobs, actually shows that about 38% of young people have been unemployed for at least 5 years. And about 60% of unemployed people in the Northeast have been without work for at least 3 years. Unemployment has devastating impact on young people's psyche, even their quality of life. Being in longer durations of unemployment could cause wider skills gaps. It's difficult to focus your energies or creative energies into productive enterprise. They are trapped at survival levels, struggling every single day to feed and just to breathe, being unable to explore their potential to the point where they can harness their creativity and further channel their innovation.
While young people remain the face of disturbing socio-economic realities, there is rarely any serious investigative effort to understand how they cope with being unemployed.
I sales dog for a living, and I do so many jobs outside there to keep myself busy. Over 6 years now, when I left university, I don't have any job to do, so I got to look for one or things to do.
Actually, because I do design, I've never actually really had to struggle for a job. But coming out of school, I had side gigs and everything, but coming out of school, it's been hard to get a steady source of income here. Most times I apply to firms that are not in Nigeria, first off, and then they do this whole discrimination thing where they don't employ people that are from Nigeria because of trust and the Yahoo thing. And especially when it's design and it's tech related, it's hard to get people that trust you. If they don't see your portfolio, if they don't know you, then it's hard to get a job, even on merit. So yeah, that's what makes it hard.
When it's time for, should I say, you want to do IT or whatever, they select by tribe, they select by this, they select by that. It's not meant to be so. Allow people to be able to know what they can do. Because a lot of people, they gain confidence when they're able to work. Even if you don't give them a job of eternity, 3 years, 5 years, it will boost their morale to be able to move higher. But there's no opportunity whatsoever.
Over 60% of unemployed youth in the Northeast have been without work for at least 3 years.
The northern issue is a bit perhaps different from what you'd find in the rest of the country, because you look at what is happening with young males in the north and what is happening with young females, and how are we able to bridge sort of the gaps in terms of their access to education, in terms of even the views of how they can come out and contribute their own to the development of the country. And if you don't have an enabling environment, it's very, very difficult to have that happen, no matter where you are.
Unemployed youths in the Northeast region are the least likely to receive support from family and friends, 5%, and hustle, 7%, compared to other regions of the country.
Even though this is a country where we have universal basic education, and states are expected to ensure that every single child has that education up to a certain level, but we don't have that today. Why? I believe it is because the leaders that be in the northern states are afraid to challenge the status quo, the traditions, the interpretation of religion that makes it okay to have some kids that are kids all over the place that are out of school. So those sort of attitudes are the things that we need to change. If you find that there are more children per woman in the north than you'd find in the south.
Sometimes when you go to FWIS, they'll ask you what type of phone are you using? Are you on social media? How many social media handles do you have? They even said the phone that I was using was a cheaper one. I need to get a bigger phone before I can be employed. And some want to take advantage of you. To say before giving you a job, you have to scratch their back like nothing.
I get challenged because I don't know nobody. If I get my credential to place that I want to get the job, I don't know nobody. Nobody can sit and listen me and check my credentials to give me the work.
The big challenge that we are facing now is like dollar rising. You know, as the dollar rising, we can't export pump from Dubai and other things, so we used to buy uses.
All people need to have is an enabling environment. Today, our best and brightest are leaving the country, and those that haven't left are waiting for the opportunity to leave. This does not augur well for our economy. I mean, it's kind of pretty clear. It's not simple, but it's clear the sort of things that we need to do. But do we have the will to do it? That is the thing. Do we have the right leaders in place who are driven not so much by self-interest, but by a desire to serve? And if they are, what are they doing to ensure that we put all these things in place to ensure that we are able to tap, which I still believe is a demographic dividend, to ensure that this does not turn into a demographic disaster.
We currently now have oversupply of able hands, and the demand for those hands, we don't have as much. Now, that does not mean that there is no gap, which is quite interesting. So when we talk about unemployment in Nigeria, the first thing that comes to our mind is white collar space. How many of our youths work in the office, or how many of our youths work out of a company or a registered company? And because of that, we've taken away the impact and the effect of the informal sector. So you see someone actually playing in the informal sector, quite successful in the informal sector, but we still consider them to be unemployed. So it's a function of the reality of unemployment in Nigeria, coupled with deprioritized attention on where the demand and supply is. And that's why we found ourselves where we are, in Nigeria.
There is this saying by a comedian that the average Nigeria is a manager. And to that fact, to every situation we find ourselves, we tend to suit in. So with whatsoever that is happening, it is not just one person, it is everybody. So you strive very hard to keep living rather than going backward.
I am a Christian, so I just hope in God that one day it shall be better.
My business, of course, keep me going. Yeah, the business is doing well because I hop around.
While the challenges of unemployment persist, Nigerian youths demonstrate remarkable resilience and determination to survive and thrive through hustling, stipends from parents, informal sector engagement, betting, government support, support from religious institutions, and many more to continue to navigate the path towards a brighter future.
A majority of unemployed youth in Nigeria majorly survive through a combination of survival strategies, from hustle to stipends from family and friends to borrowing and betting. It's a bucket of strategies. However, hustling stood out as the major means of survival that young unemployed people explore. And they are also largely dependent on family, friends, and even strangers to survive.
My mother used to motivate me all the time. She used to wake up me in the night to pray and all that things, fasting every day, so for my success, understand? Big shout out to my mother.
Let me say it was my mom that kept me motivated. Yeah, because she has been my support system. She told me not to give up, that everything is going to work out, that I should just keep on believing in God. And she was the one that even helped me with the capital that I add up to my own savings to start up the business.
Women are less likely to hustle and more likely to depend on family and friends. That's at 33% compared to their male counterparts at 66%. While this might be seen as women having more support system during the unemployment period, it could also reflect a level of vulnerability that women have or could have if they do not have this support from their families and their friends and from their well-wishers. But we are also seeing that women are more likely to ascribe some of their small businesses as jobs compared to men who would ascribe them as hustle.
I think that collective leadership is the key, and that is because it cannot be done completely by one person or one organization. It requires the collaboration of all state actors who understand the nitty-gritty and the consequences in the future of what unemployment presents. And this can be done through various interventions. One of those interventions is what Jobberman Nigeria is doing in partnership with the Mastercard Foundation in providing soft skills to young people across Nigeria within the age of 18 and 35, as well as other support services like CV writing, and just ensuring that they have all they need to put the right foot in the door. There is so much that can be done, a lot of initiatives, which includes providing soft loan for young people to start up businesses of their own, as well as mentorship program to encourage young people to take in innovative ideas, to scale it to a point where that, they can begin to generate some income for themselves.
Social safety nets have substantially impacted the global fight against poverty and socio-economic vulnerabilities. However, less than 1% of unemployed youth receive support from the government and religious institutions.
Our employability project was set up in 2018, and we understand the essence and the importance vocational skills plays in tackling unemployment. So we launched our employability project, and the essence of the project is to train youths across several sectors with vocational skills. And over the years, we've been able to train over 16,000 youths. We just don't train them. We ensure that they also get a paid placement. And there's a mentoring program involved in this training, and also soft skills training. When we look at countries that have remained great, such as Germany, Austria, Switzerland, one of the things they've done was to infuse vocational skills in their academics. So that's why we introduced the vocational employability project to train our youths across various skills. You don't have to have a blue-collar job to earn a living in Nigeria. You could also be a plumber, you could be a makeup artist and yet be successful.
There's no one-size-fits-all solution, but I believe that one of them is deliberately driving dignity of labor. We need to do that in Nigeria. We need to ascribe real monetary values to real services. So it's important that guardians and parents actually deliberately look at demand and supply also within the economy. And then on top of that, as a society, we also need to demystify this idea of the priority placed on white-collar jobs as being the yardstick for employment. Shine more light on our technical colleges. Probably also put more priority on diplomas. And when they come out of school, they should never or should not be treated as second-class people, right? Because they are at the heart of professional services, right? And they should be well compensated for that. So I think that, the private, the public and the development partners should work together to really, really fish out periodically, where do we have demand? Where should we push supply? And that should dictate or impact, opportunities even into schools.
It is beyond evident that the informal sector holds the potential to solve the unemployment crisis in the country. However, its current structures and processes across various industries keep a majority of its players wrapped in survival levels. There is an opportunity to optimize the informal sector, to shift the unemployment narrative in the country.
Please make it louder, make it richer. Thank you very much. And speaking about informal sectors, the influencer industry is a major part of it. I mean, we know influencers on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. In fact, there's this certain program called the Shacks or the Lion's Den. Majority of these people are just regular human beings who decide, I have this idea and I just need investors, and they're able to boost the economy of their individual places, countries, and states. So all of these are also very, very important, and that's why we need to encourage more young people to also help boost the GDP of our country. Now, please note that we are actually live on YouTube. So to our virtual audience, can we celebrate them? They're watching us right now. We are live. We celebrate you. We say welcome to the Roundtable. We see you, even though we see you in the spirit, but we still see you. And of course, you can use our hashtags, Jobberman Nigeria, hashtag Informal Sector Roundtable. So can we please, just before we move to the next sector, can we all bring out our phones, please, and take a selfie so you can share with the person sitting next to you? Can we bring out our phones, like literally? Thank you. Like literally bring out your phones. Your phone, thank you. And take a selfie. Fantastic. Take a selfie and then go to Instagram or LinkedIn. Let them know. On TikTok, I mean, this is part of the informal sector we are talking about, right? So let us start it. It begins from here. So take a selfie and say, oh, we are live at Nigeria's Informal Sector Roundtable, and use the hashtag Jobberman Nigeria, hashtag Informal Sector Roundtable, and put it up, because we have to trend on X. We need to trend. And when you put it up, our social media managers, they are on standby to keep reposting and reposting. So you can use the hashtag on X, on IG, on TikTok, on YouTube, because this is part of the message they were preaching to the world. Okay, now in another 20 minutes, we'll go for tea break. And please let us maximize it. We understand that there are different individuals from different sectors in this room. Please let us do well to also network as well. Okay? And of course, the tea break is table by table. The ushers will coordinate. And please follow. Okay, so please, it's table by table. So you just move out your table and let us please be orderly. So we'll start from the table that is closest to the door. So when you move out like that, the next table like that. So let us be orderly as we move out. And in 20 minutes, we'll be back so that we can move on, because we're a little behind time and we want to be able to maximize, that opportunity. And please do well to network, meet more people, make friends and all of that. So in 20 minutes, we'll be back. Thank you. Can we have the first table step out for your tea, please? The ushers will guide you as well. Can we have music? Emmanuel, please music. Thank you.
With Global, you order anything you want, and when you receive it, you celebrate it. Because that takes ingredients just in time. Order Global and we'll deliver in minutes.
Here we stand as a people with one song, with one voice. We're a nation undivided and poised. We will take us down and build our land in faith to
been loved. Well, sing hallelujah. You fluffed the pillows, made the bed, stacked the chairs up, folded your nightgowns neatly in a case. John said he'd drive, then put his hand on my cheek. I'm too strong. Maybe I waited too. Maybe I played my cards wrong. Oh, just a little bit wrong. Oh, baby, I apologize for it. I could fall or I could fly here in your aeroplane, and I could live. The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends had a with your body. Come on, be my baby. Come on, oh, I'm in love. Taste that your lips allow. My mind, give me love. My mind, oh, give me love. My mind, please touch your hand. And I just wanna tell you I am, honey, now. Take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud that baby, we found love right where we are. When my hair's all but gone and my memory fades, and the crowds won't remember my name. When my hands don't play the strings the same way, I know you will still love me the same. 'Cause honey, your soul could never grow old, it's evergreen. Baby, your smile's forever in my mind and memory. To every city, every hood, and every block, get on
DJ Can Be.
Rolling through the hood, just stop by to say what's up and let you know your baby boy ain't doing so tough. Even though you've passed going on for long years, still waking up late at night.
Hello everyone, please, for those of us that have not had our tea, please don't worry, we'll get to you shortly. Let's exercise a bit of patience, but please, for those of us that have been served, let us, start to wrap things up so that we can move on as quickly as we can. Thank you.
Oh, I can't believe my ears and what everybody's saying. Boy, I tell you, folks don't know the half. I would give it all up just to take one ride.
So we needed to partner with people who are also very vast in this area of recruitment and HR. And that was how Jobberman came up. Now, when we started with Jobberman, of course, they have different packages, and I must just drop here that I like the way they take their commercials. They are very, very flexible, very flexible. It's not just about making profit or money. I like the fact that they are interested in the success of the business. They are very sensitive to our need. And at the beginning, there was a package we were using that was not delivering to what we wanted. Excellent package, but somehow it still required extra effort from us. Until we started the engagement of their package called the Pro Recruit. Very fantastic package because it took a lot of burden off us. Burden of for the recruits by ourselves, interviewing them. They did as a pro consult interview. They narrowed down to our needs. All we just did was just to give them the job description. They had a chat with me to understand perfectly the kind of person we're looking for. And I can tell you, they got it perfectly well. Many times, when we deal with Jobberman, many times I realize that we share some things in common about excellent working culture, excellent business sense, ability to fit in, to find round pegs to fit into round holes. So they've been able to train their staff. So when we are talking with them, when we are interacting with them, it just looks like an extension of our business. So I can recommend Jobberman to any company that is looking for recruitment partnership.
My name is Victor Mustafa. I'm the head of HR. The previous job applicants that have applied for the job